Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning, audience. So today's case is about the VKH, Vogt-Kayana-Harada syndrome, a case presentation. So presenting illness, patient 43 years old, female patient came to our OPD with chief complaint of pain. Why the slides are? Yeah, now. And blurring of vision since last 3 days. She complained of pain, redness in both eyes, which was sudden in onset and progressive in nature. The pain was dull aching, non-radiating, continuous in nature, and was associated with blurring of vision. So there was no aggravation or relieving factors, no difficulty in hearing. Then negative history we have taken, so no history of any discharge, no history of headache, floaters, trauma, fever, low grade backache, joint pain, and any skin problems or any mouth ulcers and so. So past history, no past history in similar complaints. There was no any history of any surgery done in the past. Patient was non-hypertensive, non-diabetic or any other systemic factors. Family history was also not very contributory. So this was the clinical assessment in which the visual acuity in the right eye was reduced to finger counting at 1 meter, where left eye it was reduced to 6 by 18. The orbital margins were intact, the eyebrows were normal, eyelashes and the lid conditions were normal, ocular alignment was also normal. The conjunctiva in the right eye, they had dilated congested vessels, they arranged in radially around the limbus, circumcorneal congestion was present. In cornea, 15 to 20 fresh small size non-confluent non-pigmented keratic precipitates KPs, they were seen on the inferior aspect of the corneal endothelium in the base of the in its typical pattern. Then the anterior chamber was positive 3 for the flare and the cells, and the left eye again also had the circumcorneal congestion, and there were again KPs 15 to the 10, a little bit less in the number, and there was a flare and the little bit flare in the left eye. So this was the clinical picture of the right eye and the picture of the left eye showing the keratic precipitates and the flare and the cells. Then the iris, normal in the right eye it was normal in color and pattern, pupillary reactions were normal to light, then the lens was clear and the anterior vitreous phase was quiet. In the left eye also we had a similar findings. Fundus evaluation in the right eye, the media were clear, disc and the vessels seen, margins were well defined, there is 0.3 cupping, normal neuroretinal rim, foveal reflex absent, macular edema was there, multiple subretinal fluid pockets at the macula were seen. In the left eye, the media were clear, disc and the vessels seen, margins were well defined, and the foveal reflex was absent, and again there was a similar sort of picture in the left eye showing the macular edema, multiple subretinal fluids and the pockets at the macula. So this was the fundus picture showing the macular edema in the both eyes. Then the certain tests were done. ESR was raised in this case, serum creatinine was 0.7, and chest X-ray, TB Gold test and Montauk salt tests were done and they were within normal limits. So this was the B scan of in the right eye and the left eye, and not much of findings in the B scan. The RCS complex thickening, vitreous cavity shows incomplete PVD and vitreous opacities. So query there was a sort of a serous RD sort of a picture. Then this was the finding of the OCT in the right eye and the left eye. So there was definitely the macular edema was more prominent in the right eye as compared to the left eye, which was done in the OCT. Then the FFA was done, multiple hyperfluorescence foci, increase in the size and intensity seen with hyperfluorescent disc, that is starry sky appearance was seen in both eyes. Then the management was done with the IV methylprednisolone, 1 gram of 3 doses, topical steroids, and oral steroids with 50 milligrams was gradually tapered in this case. So this was the post-op picture, and the resolved Dullen-Fuchs spots were seen in the both eyes. And this was the right eye and left eye picture. Then resolved subretinal fluid after treating the case on the OCT. So
can we go back to the original fundus picture?
Yeah.
So what is Dullen-Fuchs here?
In Dullen-Fuchs in the near fovea, those spots they were there, no? So that was detected, yeah. So
Dullen-Fuchs is classically
I know.
described in the periphery.
I know. Less likely that in the center of the, yeah.
These look like more like active lesions of choroiditis,
Correct.
which is causing the exudation.
Correct.
And they have resolved rapidly.
Yeah.
Dullen-Fuchs does not resolve rapidly also.
Yes, madam.
It's a
Yes.
feature of chronicity.
Correct. Yes.
Very good documentation.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you. And again, as no VKH is a big diagnosis. We have a problem. Confusion is there, and lot of treatment modalities. Again, we have multiple modalities of treatment, and it is quite difficult also for resolution.
So
Yes.
this, you have based on now your clinical findings.
Yeah, yeah.
Then what would be the differential diagnosis? How to confirm that this is a case of VKH?
No, VKH, the clinical findings at the KPs were there. So it was normally VKH is a pan-uveitis. So we should get anterior segment findings plus posterior segment findings. So anterior segment findings where the flares was there, cells was there, then KPs were there, little bit big size KPs were also there, and posterior segment finding was in the macula. Of course, there should have been a more severe sort of a vitreitis, and so in primary this thing that presentation was not there.
If you can go to the OCT,
Yeah.
you have a very beautiful image of maxillary layered detachment, which
Yeah,
is classically
yeah, yeah,
described.
describe. Yes, sir.
That is a very good finding in this particular.
Can you explain the bacillary
So we can just above the RP, you can see some tissue is still there. So basically, the fluid accumulation is not a typical NOC; it is above ENM.
Yes.
So that is the splitting is actually happening intraretinally. To it, in the first glance, it appears like a NOC, but it is actually a bacillary layered fracture.
Yes. Yes, sir. So that is quite typical, and what you have highlighted, that is very important finding. Not in all cases we may get such sort of a finding, but then clinically correlating, and then OCT picture and the symptom history wise.
FFA is also very classic for
Yeah,
for
yeah.
VKH.
Yes, madam.
Pinpoint hyperplasia.
Yes, madam. So that is a typical of that. Yes.
So when you say VKH, would you not plan a long-term treatment rather
Yeah.
than just suddenly stop the steroids?
No. Yeah. We have to plan long term, because remissions and then again relapses are more common in this condition.
You are not
Yeah.
you are not kept him on any immunosuppression.
No, not on immunosuppression, because the condition was resolved. The patient is still coming, and then we are managing it. So right now we don't want to load him excess with steroids. So, but again, if some signs they occur, definitely we'll like to put him on the the immunosuppressives. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, thank you, madam.